government urged to do more in health to cater for a growing population. Madang community taking steps to preserve local language. And hundreds march in Fiji to support freedom for West Papua.
This is National EMTV News with Miriba Tulo.
Good evening and welcome to Saturday's news. Thanks for joining us. More nurses are needed to serve PNG's growing population. This was expressed by Mount Hagen Provincial Health Authority Chief Executive Dr. John Kiap at the Mendi Nursing College Second Diploma in Nursing graduation yesterday. Dr. Kiap says the government must play its part in building health institutions to improve health delivery.
PNG's growing population is no match to the number of health workers needed throughout the country. Government's plan to deliver health services is also hampered with many conditions of employment and limited health facilities. Yesterday at the Mendi Nursing College graduation, graduates were encouraged to be well conscious of being part of the health workforce.
Human resource in the health sector, and we can improve. Now, thank you all this for the nurses because you are heading to that manpower that we need him.
The graduation comes 7 years after the institution closed its doors due to tribal fights in the area. Parents, staff, students and the public flocked to the college to witness 40 students pass out with diploma in nursing.
More importantly, a good nurse has time to talk to her patients and to sit down and discuss things with them.
But the graduation is one part which many can be glad about. College Principal Sister Lucy Lenga says the institution needs more attention in building its capacity.
And we cannot continue to operate in that way. Number of students you go on top, number of teachers too, you must go on top.
More than half of the graduates will travel to other parts of the country for employment, while the rest will serve Southern Islands province. Jack Lapave Jr. National EMTV News.
Languages are said to be the key to a culture. For a community in Madang, they fear that more of their local languages will become extinct and they will lose the vast knowledge that it goes along with it. They are now taking steps to revive these ancient languages and hope it will inspire the younger generation to maintain their cultural identities.
The Dibaran clan in the north coast of Madang province is looking at traditional ways of conserving their natural environment. Bunam Simporium is a member of the clan who fears other significant aspects of their community need protection as well. Dibaran is located within a group of 12 clans who originally spoke 5 main languages. The languages are Yambem, Manep, Waskia, Masir Kambuar and Kimbu. Of the 5, only 4 remain. The Kimbu language is no longer spoken and is said to have died out. Of the 4, the community is working to strengthen the Manep, Waskia and Masir Kambuar language.
One papa na brata iwuklong stop pass through one papa. All work some of that place. Or tumuna bumita, oli yusim longen, kama papa bumita na papa ikama pigini igator. Or brata iwuklong stop na go pass longen.
They have also sought help from outside to guide them to revive their languages.
One school bin come up at top place school long tokain na oli gonsa long. Na mi pay ratin so na mi pay wo try best too long speaking. Ndaw speaking long kisim back ting long da come back.
He says the community also realized that there is an urgency to maintain cultural practices and activities.
Long challenge blo mi pla big pla something mi pla luki mo sem. All picking me blow now. All walk look bagarap or same. Kind of thinking we all know sabe lo kalsa blow place. All know sabe lo passing or custom blow place.
Simporium says the knowledge to make traditional accessories for dances are slowly being lost.
Long tidok emi osem one plakain bila soli sebe semapin tidok do passing. There are ino kalu mi plana.
Simporium says apart from that, the knowledge about which tree bark to use to make malo or traditional loincloth is also being lost. A handful of people who hold this knowledge need to pass them on before they are lost forever. Sarah Aupong, National MTV News.
And we will be featuring Dibaran and its surrounding communities on Tok Piksa tomorrow night at 8 p.m. While teachers throughout the country await the outcome of investigations into their leave fares and entitlements, no report has yet been tabled in this session of Parliament. This issue was raised by the chairman of the Parliamentary Referral Committee on Education and Wabeg MP Robert Ganim. He questioned Education Minister Nick Kuman as to why his committee report was never tabled in Parliament.
Chairman Ganim said his committee gave 3 months for the working committee comprising Education Department and the Teaching Service Commission to investigate teachers' leave fares and entitlements, among others. The report was supposed to be tabled in Parliament in this session, but never eventuated.
And the teachers of this country were sure that a report would be presented in Parliament this session, and they are anticipating a report. We are coming to the close of this session, and I have not seen this on the agendas, Mr. Deputy Speaker. So I would like to ask the Minister for Education if his ministry is doing something about my report.
The working committee came up with 13 recommendations that calls for immediate review into the functions of teachers' employer, the Teaching Service Commission, and the Education Department, which is responsible for teachers' salaries. Some recommendations put forward by the Parliamentary Referral Committee on Education include the need to review and define teacher salaries, allowances and entitlements. Education Minister Nick Kuman responded, stating the report was yet to be approved by the National Executive Council.
Finalize the detail of the response, and I mentioned, I've sent a note to you yesterday. The report has not gone to Cabinet for clearance, and that's why we were not able to present it on the floor of Parliament last week and this week. And we hope that we will get a report or the department's response in May session.
This means the 48,000 teachers will have to wait for the next Parliament sitting in May to see if the recommendations will be implemented to end the grievances of teachers once and for all. Bridget Komatap, National MTV News.
You're watching National MTV News. Among stories after the break, the Social Justice March for West Papua in Fiji yesterday. Stay with us. The Free West Papua movement has gained momentum in the Pacific and internationally in recent times. Yesterday, church leaders in Fiji led the Social Justice March through the streets of Suva to support the call for a free and independent West Papua. The march also petitioned the government of Fiji to support West Papua in its application to join the Melanesian Spearhead Group. In his speech, the president of the Methodist Church in Fiji, Reverend Tevita Banivanua, said the day marked the beginning of a movement of solidarity for West Papua. He said generally, churches and Christians in the Pacific have failed to speak out against Indonesia's brutal oppression of the West Papua people for decades. Students from the University of South Pacific also pledged to stand together with youth in the Pacific to demand justice and freedom. A photographic exhibition held in Port Moresby recently showcased the relationship between PNG and Australia since World War II. Australian High Commissioner to PNG, Deborah Stokes, launched the exhibition, which also featured photographs in health, education, law and order, and gender-based violence.
World War II pictures, including pictures of gender-based violence, education and health, were showcased in this event. This photo exhibition signifies Australia and PNG's continuous relationship dating back to the period of Second World War. Reminiscing back to the time of Wazifasi Angels still present, this exhibition creates a link from the past.
On a tour of the Asia-Pacific region, and I was very keen to put up our hand so that we could be the first overseas embassy to host this exhibition.
Officiating at the event include Her Excellency Miss Deborah Stokes, Sports and National Events Minister Justin Chichenko, Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology Minister Malakai Tabar, and distinguished guests.
Program can trace its links directly back to Papua New Guinea. It's also the right time, as this year we join Papua New Guinea in celebrating 40 years of independence.
She said this event also signifies the creation of the OSAID program that plays a significant role in the economic development of this country. The OC program is one of the pillars of strong, diverse and close relationship Australia has with PNG.
The first funding agreement was for PNG budget support.
Meanwhile, PNG and Australia concurrently have trade relationships through the Department of Foreign Affairs and Immigration to discuss national issues. Eric Arupma, National MTV News.
Provincial police officers have been tasked to provide security for one of the government's biggest projects, the National Identification Card System. A memorandum of understanding was signed recently between the PNG NIG project team and the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary. This will see police officers stationed at each booth during the rollout of the program.
With the rollout of the NID project set to begin next month, police officers from all police stations in Papua New Guinea will be accompanying the NID project team in each electorate to ensure a smooth rollout of the project. Police will monitor the teams on the ground, and when required, officers will be assisting the implementation team with appropriate security for NID personnel in selected provinces.
And the police will able to assist in providing security because they'll be going with the very, very sophisticated machines.
The PNG NID system is one government project that will be executed by the National Planning and Monitoring Department and aims to collect data of all men, women and children in PNG. Once completed, it will provide government with accurate statistics, making delivery of government services easier for people in rural communities.
Very, very important program that is on already, and that program will be rolled out very shortly.
In the Commissioners' Conference held in Port Moresby yesterday, Deputy Police Commissioner for Operations Jim Andrews advised all provincial police commanders on this operation and says he will ensure the operations are carried out promptly. Tekla Gunga, National MTV News.
Trukai Sports is up next. We have some results from round 5 of the NSL as well as touch rugby. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. To soccer first up, and a double header in the Telecom National Soccer League today. The first match was between Hekari FC and FC Port Moresby with exciting and fiery style of football. The Reds kept the pressure on POM FC right throughout the game with continuous attacks at the goal mouth. Both sides were good at defence, but Hekari had more ball possession but failed to find the back of the net. The match ended in a scoreless draw. The second match was between Madang FC and Oro FC. The visitors from Oro were thrashed 3-0 in a clinical 5-minute spell late in the second half. To AFL now, and securing alternative venues to run major sports competitions in Port Moresby is now a struggle. Although AFL is not included in the Pacific Games, the competition must continue to be held to keep both its athletes and junior development programs run consistently. While the response has been slow, AFL PNG Senior Competition Operations Manager Rex Lecker remains optimistic.
The construction of sports facilities along the Bicini Parade in Port Moresby has greatly affected major sports competitions. While most have resorted to postponing their annual season till after the Pacific Games in July, AFL is struggling amongst competition coordinators to secure venues for their seasons to commence.
At the moment, we are still waiting for feedback from most of the facilities that we've asked to use for this season. But preparations for the clubs for the season, for the 2015 season, is okay.
Prospective venues of Murray Barracks, Tarama Barracks and the University of Papua New Guinea Ovals are some of the venues considered for their location and availability of amenities and public transportation.
Everyone, as any other sports, are aware that everyone's running to Murray Barracks to have the normal season, competitions running. So I don't know how they're going to deal with it. So we're just waiting, our fingers are crossed for that. We've also gone back to the university and at Waigani, knowing that there's going to be a games village up there. We might be in the way of it. It depends, so we're just waiting for a feedback from them as well. So,
although AFL is not one of the sporting codes included in the Pacific Games, Leka says this will not affect the selections of both the men's and women's senior representative teams, as the next International Cup is in 2017. And he assures affiliated schools in Port Moresby rolling out the new kick program that the junior competition will start as scheduled.
Our junior program starts here in Moresby maybe somewhere around in April. Then it runs all the way through September, and at the same time also for the seniors. So we'll be working along at when the seniors are playing, as well as the junior competitions will be on. As mentioned earlier, depending on the venues, we're hopefully to get some feedback.
Scholar Sengi, National EMTV Sports.
PNG Touch Rugby is in its second training camp for the year. The 3-day training camp aims to select the men's, women's and mixed teams for the upcoming World Cup in Sydney in April. Players from around the country are vying for a spot in the final squad. We spoke to Jerry Borg, who is striving for a spot, and also Sue Salter, the national women's team coach.
As a player, the preparation, I think it's going well with the whole entire team. We've been, especially the Port Moresby-based players, we've been training for months now, and just recently we've been joined by other outside centers. So yeah, this is our last trial for the World Cup, which is coming up on April, and the SP Games.
Australia, New Zealand are the top countries by a long, long way, but the next level down, we think our guys are in the mix there for semi-final spots, which is like the next tier down from those top two countries. So yeah, other South Pacific nations, there's a few of those going. Fiji, Samoa, a few of those countries are going, but even South Africa and your European countries, we're at least on a par.
To Rugby League overseas now, and the St. George Dragons have struck the first blow in the expanded World Cup series, an 18-12 point win over Warrington, but it came with its fair share of drama.
Super League versus NRL. A sellout crowd braved 3 degrees at Warrington's Halliwell-Jones Stadium. New Wolves weapon Ashton Sims had a clumsy first carry, gifting the Dragons a fast start in this World Club Series.
And Warrington conceded the first try.
The former hotel porter from Fiji looked like the Dragons' best signing for 2015. Rookie winger Eto Nabuli was bomb-proof for St George Illawarra until the 6'6" Hulk coat-hangered Warrington winger Kevin Penny. The English fans howled for the sin bin while Nabuli escaped with a warning. Former Raiders Joel Monaghan and Joel Thompson raced for a touch in goal, Thompson pushing St George out to lead 12-10 by the break. And the waistline of George Rose tickled the commentator's fancy.
You must be joking, you want to run wide to get a gap around him. He is a throwback to the good old days of Rugby League.
Benji Marshall showed a little pre-season rust, but the playmaker created plenty of chances for man of the match, Josh Dugan.
Nightingale spins it to Marshall. Marshall with the reverse kick. Oh, it's going to be a try, is it? Yes, it is.
The Dragons celebrating an 18-12 win over the Wolves.
And that ends our sporting news. I'll be back with the weather details after these messages.
True Kai Sports. True Kai Sports.
Taking a look at the weather forecast for tonight in the southern region, Port Moresby, fine with the chance of evening showers. Alotau, fine then brief showers expected. Possible evening showers for Kerema, evening showers expected in Popondetta, and cloudy with rainy periods for Daru. To the Momasa region, Ley and Madang, you can expect brief afternoon showers and few showers expected for Vanimo and Wewak. Over to the New Guinea Islands, Buka, you can expect a few showers. Fine weather for Lorengau, Kavieng, Kimbe and Kokopo, you can expect some afternoon showers. And in the Highlands region, Mount Hagen, becoming cloudy with afternoon showers expected. Afternoon showers also for Goroka and Kundiawa, and cloudy with rain periods for Mendi and Wabe. And that ends National MTV News this Saturday. I'm Meribatullah on behalf of the MTV News team. Enjoy your viewing on MTV. Good night.